especially when things have not been great. Something that's really been helpful is having that strong network.
Absolutely.
Right? Having, brokers, real estate agents, like people that you can rely on and trust.
Yes.
To come through for your client.
That's one thing that I strive for. I always love to keep my clients in the loop because they're sitting there not knowing, right? So just giving them just a little update always makes them feel comfortable. That's why I like to keep a communication with everyone I'm dealing with, right? Not just the client, but the realtor and the lawyer.
Yes.
Funny story, I had a client meeting just the other day. Oh, I can afford X amount of dollars. So I said, oh, okay. So let's go through like everything that you spend on a monthly basis.
Yes.
And it just added up and added up and added up and added up. And your cost at the end of the month is a lot more than you actually think.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to episode 8 of the Dhanju Law Podcast. We have a fantastic guest for you today. We've got Mary Lavia from Mary Gets You Home. I will now let her do the honor of introducing herself.
Thank you for having me today.
Of course.
I'm Mary, and I've been in the finance industry for 20 years. I'm a mortgage agent, and I love making people's dreams come true.
All right. So we're in the same boat.
Yes.
We just get them one step closer to their dreams, to their dream home, to their dream, for me, business. It's something that I'm very passionate about. So we could be here all day talking about how much I love it. But let's kind of start with something a little bit different. Okay. So I want to talk about some, like, in your experience, like a transaction that you've had where everything was good, everything was lined up, financing was there, and then it just fell apart at the last minute. Do you have any experience like that in your 20 years?
Sure, of course.
Just what?
Just what? I would have to say at the top of my head, I guess an appraisal, which is most common these days, didn't come back the way it should have. And so you have to think quick.
Yes.
Right? So I had to just kind of maneuver the numbers, and because my clients were kind of at the max, so they couldn't really put extra money down.
Which is not uncommon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically just, work my magic, work the numbers, switch lenders.
Yes.
And it all worked out, thank God. Yeah. Or else that would have been a dead deal for sure.
No, of course. I mean, and this is so funny because I've had this conversation about appraisals not coming the way that we wanted it so many times over the past couple of months.
Yeah.
The market is not great.
No.
It looks like, I feel like it might be picking up. I feel like there's a little bit of a spark.
It is.
But it's been hard. I've had clients and I treat my clients like family, right? So they'll come to me and say, Ebony, everything was lined up, everything was perfect, and that appraisal just threw a wrench in it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so heart-wrenching for me because I feel personally for them. Right?
Because you're talking about a lot of money, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
everybody has that kind of liquid cash just sitting around either.
I mean, who actually does?
Exactly.
Usually when people are purchasing a home like that, that's everything they've got, everything they've saved up, right? So for them to realize that, things are not going to work out because of some value that some appraiser is assigning to the home, it's heartbreaking.
It is.
Right? I've had countless conversations like that, and it's always frustrating.
Yeah.
Right. So especially in this market, especially when things have not been great, something that's really been helpful is having that strong network.
Absolutely.
Right. Having, brokers, real estate agents, like people that you can rely on and trust.
Yes.
To come through for your client. Right. Because at the end of the day, it is all about the client.
It is.
Right. I do what I do. You do what you do for your client.
That's right.
Right. So when we can come together, we can communicate, we can have that transparent conversation that, okay, these are the facts.
Yep.
This is what's happening. This is what we have to do. It makes a world of difference.
Of course.
Right? I mean, I've worked with brokers and agents before where they don't want to talk to you.
No, communication it's all about the communication.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? So if they're not talking to you, you don't know what's going on, and trying to go through the client who also doesn't really know, doesn't really comprehend kind of the technical details,
That's right.
it's really it's broken telephone at the end of the day,
Yes, it is.
right? So we need to kind of encourage that communication, right, between professionals
Of course.
within the industry, because we're all working to the same goal.
Exactly.
Yes. Right.
It is the exact same goal. And that's one thing that I strive for. I always love to keep my clients in the loop, no
Yes.
matter what, because they're sitting there not knowing,
Yes.
right? So just giving them just a little update always makes them feel comfortable
Absolutely.
and appreciated.
Yeah.
They're not just like left behind, right?
Well, because you could be working on it, but they don't know that.
Exactly.
Right. So, which is why, like, my clients text me, they're on WhatsApp, they're calling me on my direct number.
Me too.
Right. Or the emails are getting responded to because I understand the position that they're in.
That's right. It's
Right.
very, very nerve-wracking
Yes.
to be in that position.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that they're in the loop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we sometimes as professionals forget. We think, okay, this is just how it works. It's going to take a week or two for such and such to get done or to come through. But a first time home buyer, they have no idea, right? They just kind of want their hand held.
That's right. That's why I like to keep in communication with everyone I'm
Yes.
dealing with, right? Not just the client, but the realtor and the lawyer.
Yes.
Because everyone has to know at what position they're in. Right?
Exactly. And I mean, if I don't know about financing, if I don't know when or if financing is coming through, how do I prepare for closing?
Exactly. It's just a smoother transaction
Yes.
and everyone's in the loop.
And nobody's frustrated and nobody's, yelling and
That's great.
screaming, even though inevitably, and regardless of how much communication you have, somebody's going to be yelling and
Sure.
screaming because, again, they're stressed.
Yes.
Right. So if a client's,
I'm stressed for them. Imagine them.
I'm up nice. I'm like up at night, like, oh my goodness, I really hope their closing happens.
It's true.
Because again, it's so personal to me. Right? Like sometimes I'm up in the middle of the night, just that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe this client, like, I hope they're going to close tomorrow. I hope their insurance binder comes through. Like, I hope that this comes through. I hope that they're all good.
Seamless.
And I hope that it's all seamless tomorrow and we close by noon. But it never happens. But but
you wish.
But I wish. I wish every day for a closing before noon.
Me too.
Yes. So I don't mean to age you or, expose your age online, but you've been in this industry 20 years. And I'm only saying that because you said it first.
Yes, I do.
But what has gotten you to this point? What habits, what daily routine do you have that gets you to this point?
Structure. That's number one. I'm on top of everything. Very organized, very detailed, because you don't just deal with one client, right?
Yes.
You have multiple files that you're dealing with. So you just want to make sure that you're organized daily and just make sure that you follow up. And if you're missing something, you get it right away and not leaving things till the last minute.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You never want to do that.
Yeah.
Not in my business, not in your business.
Definitely not.
When you're dealing with paperwork and money, you have to be on top of everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Just treat it like your own,
100%, which is like my motto, which is where I come from.
Yeah.
Right. But it's always very difficult, especially when some clients, they take days to respond to you and you're sitting there like, please, I would like to get this done before the day of closing. Or if they're busy or they're away, or they say, oh, I'm going overseas and I'll be back the day before closing. I was like, I need the money in my account. I need everything signed. I need all of this ready. Yeah. And they're like, don't worry, we'll do it on the day of. Yeah. And I don't like to do it on the day of.
Even why? Why? I like to be proactive.
Yeah.
Just have everything ready because it's just easier that way.
Because something will always happen.
Of course.
On that day,
Absolutely.
Something comes up, or in a different matter.
Yeah.
Something comes up and it's just always urgent because everything's urgent.
Everything's urgent.
Everything is always urgent. Even if it's not, it's urgent.
Everything's urgent for me.
Yes. Because they just, I don't know. I think clients just think that sometimes they think they're the only client. Yeah. Right. And which I like them. I would love for them to feel that way. Yeah. Right. I do want them to feel that way, that they're my priority, and they absolutely are.
Absolutely.
But I also have to balance priorities. Right. So something that realistically could be done in a few days could take a little bit longer because depending on what I'm working on.
For sure.
Right. And
Same.
difficult to explain that to a client sometimes, right? But I do the same thing, right? It's about structure. It's about just prioritizing it and planning the day, which it never goes as planned, but I try my best. I feel like I have like my calendar, I have like my multiple calendars, and sometimes it's just like snooze. Like I'm just hitting snooze on like different tasks because that's not happening today.
Yeah.
Even though I planned for it to.
That happens to me every single day.
Yes. So I have like some that have been
Next day.
the list is insane. I couldn't even tell you the amount of tasks, and the problem is that they're also like in my brain.
Yeah.
So all day I'm like, okay, I have all of these tasks that I have to do, but I'm doing this, or a client needs their closing done ASAP, so I'm focusing on that. I'm prioritizing that, but other things kind of get pushed a few days back, and I'm only one person, unfortunately, right? As much as I would love for AI to speed it up and make some clones, because I would love for there to be like 4 or 5 of me, and I can just
amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I have to, the way that I work, I want somebody to work exactly like that. Right?
Which is impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so far.
Yeah.
So far it's impossible, but I feel like we could do it. I feel like the speed at which, AI is like growing and everything's happening, I feel like clones might happen soon.
Might happen.
Right?
Yes.
So completely off topic, but clones.
Yeah.
Yes.
What legal issues arise when clients tend to be emotional?
The number one issue that I see, and I see it a lot, is sometimes they think, I have to get that house.
That's a problem.
I have to get that house. I need it. Or my wife loves the house, or my husband loves the house, or my kids love the house. And then every kind of little bit of common sense goes out the door, and they just need it. And they can't kind of step away from it, right? And so then they're signing. And they're not asking anybody. They're not consulting me. They're not listening to anybody. They're just like, just sign back. We need it. We can't lose the house. And then they've signed something that they haven't reviewed properly. There's clauses in there that are going to be a problem. Once we're closer to closing, right? Especially firm offers. I hate firm offers.
I don't recommend those either.
Yeah. Because it's I don't think I've ever seen a firm offer that was like not some sort of issue.
Yeah.
Right? Of course somebody compromised. Sure. Yes. Well, I mean, for sure. But you need an inspection. Right? The appraisal again. What if that comes back and it's not what you were so sure it would be?
And you need financing approval.
And financing, which is real.
Financing approval.
Exactly. Not just like somebody verbally telling you, don't worry, we'll get it done.
No, I do things a little differently myself.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do like a financial plan with the client.
Oh, I like that.
To make sure that you're not overextending yourself, because you forget. It's a funny story. I had a client meeting just the other day, and I can afford X amount of dollars. So I said, oh, okay. I said, so let's go through like everything that you spend on a monthly basis.
Yes.
And it just added up and added up and added up and added up. And your cost at the end of the month is a lot more than you actually think.
Well, it's not just your mortgage.
But that's what I mean. There's so many variables, right? That people just don't think about. They think about how much they make and they can afford it. Or you're getting approved at a certain amount. Just because you're approved doesn't mean you should take the approval.
Yes.
You have to think about your lifestyle too. How do you want to live? You don't just want to be house poor, right?
Yeah.
You want to be able to live life.
Absolutely. And comfortably and not stressfully.
Yes.
Right?
And a lot of people don't think about that.
Yes. I mean, just because you can make that jump doesn't mean you should.
That's right.
Right? You got to think about everything else, especially, and I see this a lot with first time. Like if they go from renting to buying, there are so many costs maintaining a home.
Sure. But they think, I'm paying $3,000 a month and I can afford it.
Yes.
But then please add everything else on top of that.
What happens if your boiler?
Anything. Just property tax.
Flooding.
Everything.
Anything could happen, right? Yeah. So you need some sort of backup.
You do.
Right? You need
You need cushion.
A cushion. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. And people don't think about that until you kind of sit down, you walk them through those steps.
That's why I like to do that,
Yes.
because it brings you back to life, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I take my time with my
Yeah.
clients.
You don't hear that a lot because usually by the time they get to me, they've already done all of this, right? They're just pretty close to closing at
That's
that point, right? But I've never had a client tell me that, oh, before I got my mortgage approval, like we went through a financial plan, we did this and that. All they're really saying
a
is,
little differently.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great because that kind of helps also me feel a little bit more comfortable too, that after closing that they're good,
Absolutely.
right? They're not going to have any issues. They're not going to have any remorse.
Absolutely. And that's the last thing you want.
Yes.
Is remorse on buying a home.
Yes. Right. Especially your first home.
Especially your first home.
Right. You want it to be happy. Exactly. Exactly. Right. So when I have a client that comes to me and they don't seem like they're excited about their purchase, I want to know why. Right. And it usually is that they're kind of, the wheels have started turning. They're kind of figuring it out that, oh, this is going to cost a lot more than I thought it would cost.
Yeah.
Right. And they're getting these opinions from friends and family that, oh, I have this cost and this cost and this cost. And that's when
I go through all the costs.
Yes.
I go through all the costs.
Yes.
Which is important.
Which is, yeah.
Closing costs, transfer fees, all the fees, right?
Yes.
It's not just the purchase of a house.
Yes.
It's everything else that comes along with it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I have plan to rent the house, like there's so many variables, right?
Which is exactly,
Yeah.
which is huge. And you want to have spoken to contractors and you want to understand, how much will this cost?
I even have a list for them
Yes.
on how much things cost.
Yes.
Just so they're aware, right?
Just at least they have a ballpark figure.
Yeah.
Right? Depending on the quality of the material they're putting in, but at least they know
Just like
kind
an
of.
idea. Well, you don't know.
Exactly. Right? I have very few people probably that come in and they're like, I've done all of the research.
No.
I know exactly what I'm doing. I know everything that's happening. Most of the people that come to me as first-time homebuyers are, what's land transfer tax? Why is that an additional cost? Is that included in the legal fees? And I was like, I wish,
Sherry.
but I'm not making that much to be able to include it in my fees.
That's scary.
Right? Or title insurance. What's title insurance? I already have insurance. I was like, that's buyer insurance. Then title insurance is very, very different. And so I sit there and I love to explain it to them because I want them to understand everything.
Of course.
Right? Because sometimes they'll think, you're just trying to increase your fees. And I was like, not a penny.
No.
Is going in my pocket.
That's right.
Not one penny.
Yeah.
Right? But it's required. Like action, it's very necessary, right? I've had clients ask me, can I just opt out of title insurance? I was like, you could, but why would you want to?
Not in 2026.
Well, exactly. You're going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Right? And at least peace of mind.
Yes.
Absolutely. Right? For me, it's peace of mind. Mm-hmm. Right? So if I've ever bought a property, I'm not thinking twice.
No.
About title insurance.
100%.
Right? So, but again, like I digressed completely from the point. It's emotionally getting attached to a home or a property, right? And thinking that nothing else matters.
That's right.
And not doing those, not doing a financial plan and not doing some sort of evaluation of what are my actual costs, right? And I mean, ChatGPT could probably help you. It wouldn't be accurate, but I'm sure it could help you that, what are my actual carrying costs of this home, right? So I'm not going to shy away from using ChatGPT, and I will recommend for a client to use it as well, but I wouldn't recommend to rely on it.
No.
Right? Maybe use it as a starting point. Maybe use it as like a basis or like
a tool.
Exactly.
But not a decision making.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely don't base your decision on what ChatGPT is telling you or any sort of AI is telling you, right?
Absolutely.
Which that's the reason why we're the professionals.
Exactly.
Right? So we're the experts in the field, right? Ask your mortgage broker, ask your lawyer. They're the ones that have that real life experience.
That's right.
Right? And they understand the law and the regulations and everything that's relevant today. Rather than going to, AI where they're just picking up whatever is put out on the internet, whether it's true or not.
That's right.
Right? Not everything on Wikipedia, not everything on Reddit is true.
No.
But it's picking that up.
Mm-hmm.
So What I'm saying is be careful.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Going back to kind of what we were talking about before, the market and the market not being great. I know everybody's talking about how bad the market is, but with rates shifting and just the uncertainty and the unforeseen, how do you keep like your clients calm?
Well, rates are something that are always going to be there.
Yes.
Right? They're always going to move. It's inevitable. So you just, and going back to keeping your budget on budget,
Yes.
right? Because if you're there and you've budgeted for any fluctuation, then you're good,
Exactly.
right? So my ultimate goal is always to make sure you're not overextended,
Yes.
right? So
Cushion.
yes, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
So if the rates do fluctuate, then you're good.
Then you're good.
Nothing to stress about.
Yes.
Right?
So plan A, B, C.
That's it. You always have to.
Yes.
You always have to be ahead of the game. For sure.
Exactly. Yeah, which kind of ties back to that emotional decision making too, right? You want to be able to step back
That's right.
and be like, okay, if this doesn't work out, what's plan B?
Exactly.
And if plan B doesn't work out, what's plan C?
There's always a plan B.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Which is the way that I grew up, right? In any business that I've been involved in, anything that I've started or done, or, you know, since I was 18 years old,
Yeah.
every single mentor I've had is always echoed, like parroted the same thing, right? You need to kind of go in and go all in, but you need to know if it doesn't work out, what's plan B
Exactly.
and what's plan C.
Yep.
Right? So
Very
that, which
important.
makes it so easy.
Yes. So you're not freaking out,
Yes.
right?
So all my commercial, like experienced commercial investor clients, like they know.
Yeah.
They have no worries. Like even if I come back to them and say, you know what, this didn't work out. We might have to back on. They'll say, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
I planned for that.
That's right.
Like just do what you have to do and we can get it done.
Knowledge
Yes.
is key,
Yes.
right? So if your clients are knowledgeable,
It definitely makes it easier.
yeah.
Yes. But even if like first time home buyers or brand new, you know, newer clients, that ones that aren't really familiar with the way that I do things, I will still always kind of give them that same spiel that let's talk worst case scenario first and we'll go from there.
Exactly.
Right? So you're not surprised, I'm not surprised.
That's right.
Right? So that I'm not coming to you with bad news, I'm coming to you with expected news.
That's right.
Right?
No
And
surprises.
they're always happy about that. I've to this day, even up until a couple hours ago, I've had clients being like, how did you anticipate that? And I was like, because I start from the worst case.
Yes.
Right?
And that's where it's okay in life to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? And it's not negative thinking. It's just
No.
preparing yourself.
Yes, you have to be prepared.
Yes.
Sure.
I mean, I don't do this in every single facet of my
No,
life,
but that's what I mean, right?
but it's just the way that I'm wired.
Yeah.
Right? And it makes things a lot easier. Right? It cushions that blow.
Yeah.
Right? Feel like the theme of today is cushion.
Yes.
But it helps to kind of, you know, make it a little bit softer because they'll know. So if let's say we're sending a demand letter or something, I will always tell a client, okay, this is like worst case scenario. This is what's going to happen.
That's right.
And then this is what's likely going to happen. Right. And then best case scenario, which is unlikely.
Right.
But we're hoping for it. And that's what we're going for. And it always goes somewhere between, you know, right in the middle to like worst.
Yeah.
Right. But we knew. And we had the conversation and they were already prepared.
And you're not surprised.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they appreciate that.
Of course.
Right. Because having to go to a client and telling them, you know, I'm so sorry, it didn't work out, this is what happened, is like my worst fear.
Heartbroken.
I just don't want to deliver that news. So I always prepare them.
Of course.
Right. Beforehand.
For sure.
And that's kind of how I've always practiced and it's worked out so far. But we'll see how it goes. Now, along all of these same lines, like we've been talking about generally the same type of topics, but what mistakes have you seen buyers make that just create chaos before closing?
Going to buy a new car.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, but like a Honda Civic or?
Duh. I mean,
What am I buying?
it truly doesn't matter. You should not be buying a car.
But if it's a Porsche, it doesn't matter, right?
But no, of course not. It's a Porsche. It doesn't count.
It doesn't.
But yes, that's the number one is going to buy a car.
but they're excited. They're excited for
The
their home.
banks are not excited, right? The banks
So
are
what-
not excited when
So what do they buy?
buy a new car when you're going to close on a mortgage. You shouldn't do that.
But you're buying this nice big home. You need a nice car
Wait till after.
in front of your house. So you wait till after.
Wait till after, please.
And what exactly do you need to wait until? Like getting any of the financing, or
Yeah.
you can walk the lot, but don't commit to anything. Just go test drive your, whatever you want to drive.
Manifest it.
Yes.
Take your picture.
Put it on your mood board.
Exactly.
Right.
For a test drive.
And you can go the same day of closing. Just wait until
Don't buy the car.
for,
Please.
yes.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I have talked to many clients about that because they get excited. Again, it goes into that emotional aspect, right?
You don't think about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially people that have, gotten some sort of like big promotion or a big raise at work. And that's what's kind of funding their confidence as you're buying that home.
For sure.
So they're also, wanting to, or my wife wants an upgrade,
Of course.
right? I get that a lot. My wife wants a new car.
So be one.
Don't say no.
Happy life.
My husband's motto. It's 100% my husband's motto.
That's good. Yeah. This has been men.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very good at that, but he definitely wouldn't make that mistake.
No.
He would not, and I wouldn't let him.
No.
He knows better.
For sure.
But we would walk the lot.
That's okay. You can walk there.
Exactly.
No problem.
I would
try to get numbers. No problem.
I would have it lined up and be like, this is the one, the G65.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
My
favorite.
Yes. Oh, like my dream car.
Me too.
Right. And I would have it ready and lined up, and the day after.
That's it.
All right. You promised.
Leave it
Let's
the
go.
cause and no problem.
Yes.
Just don't up
Nothing on your record.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. I completely agree. Is there what else would you say?
Well, changing careers. Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Change.
And they do that
Do that.
after committing to a home. They're changing careers, or they're, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Not a good move.
You don't want to kind of change anything. Basically, you've submitted to the bank.
That's right. Don't change anything drastic. Don't
Mm-hmm.
put anything extra
Yeah.
on.
But smaller kind of changes in spending aren't going to be too big of a deal. But just don't commit to anything that's kind of long-term financing related.
Rack up your credit cards.
Oh my goodness.
Obtain more credit cards. Just try to leave things the way they are.
Yes. Just
Yeah.
stay like this.
Exactly.
Close on your home and then do whatever you
want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's patience. Yeah.
Again, a lot of people don't know, so that's where I come in, and
Yes.
you have to make people knowledgeable, right? Because they don't know what they don't know.
Exactly.
It's my job to let them know.
Yes. Because sometimes the thought doesn't even cross their mind. They're not even Googling, like, can I
No.
lease a new car
No,
before I close? It's not, the thought doesn't cross their mind.
of course not.
Yes.
They don't know what they don't know.
Yes.
Which you don't blame them either.
No.
But that's why it's
That's
my
my
job
Yes.
to inform them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. I think you're doing a fantastic job. I really love I'm still stuck on that financial planning because I love it.
Yes.
I don't think anybody does that.
Yeah. Very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Anything that I've ever kind of gone to a broker for, give me the paperwork, tell me all of A, B, and C, D, and we're good.
You ask me a question,
Yes.
I'll answer it. I'll know everything. That's the whole point.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit more human as well.
Yes.
So I like that human touch,
Yes.
which I strive for as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is fantastic. All right. That about wraps it up for episode 8. We're here with Mary Lavia. I'm just going to let you kind of speak briefly for a second here.
Again, thank you so much for having me. And for anyone who's interested in obtaining a financial plan, please contact me. I'm Mary Gets You Home, and that's at every platform.
Yes. So if you don't have Instagram, you can use any other platform. I mean, TikTok, LinkedIn, probably Facebook, everywhere. She's Mary Gets You Home, and we are Dhanju Law Group. And thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.